Alright, so what's I finna say? The I'll just start with the big lie. Well, I don't know. So remember I was saying the brakes was 500. Alright, so I took it back though. I don't know. I got angry. It's a good thing, and I called the dealer. You know, why didn't you call the dealer first? I don't. You know, I just didn't expect the a brake shop. You type in brakes. All they do is brakes and all that. You know, to be shysters. And then it looked like their Google reviews weren't that bad, but and like I said, when you look at it, I don't. Well, maybe y'all can't see them. They don't look bad, from what I can see. You know, there would be a groove. Cause I done had cars, like a car like that, where I didn't want them to the metal, to the grill. I'm talking about I done that before. You know, if I was a Democrat, oh, the struggle is real. You know, I don't like that type of shit. But anyway, I'm like, them brakes, and they feel good, but they're like, oh, they bad. So anyway, it turns out I don't need them at all. So da da da. That's done. That was, and it's like, okay, you know what? Even though it's a buy here, pay here, you know, nowadays you don't want bad business. Yeah, people leaving reviews. Oh no, I had to da 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 da. You know, this and that. The only thing I heard about him is like when I first went to look at it, I saw it on the internet. I went to look at this car, and when I was leaving, matter of fact, must have been a real bad storm that day. Because for some reason, even though they was open, I got there and we had to close. Look, what the hell is he doing? You see what I'm saying? That is some weird shit. He pull up right here. There's a big old parking lot. And he just pull up right there to go supposedly because he hit the gas like he going to get somebody. You know, he just because you remember the old days when they had them big old engines. You know, a Chevy. So he just pull up. So this one, so you got it live. Live people, corrupt Democrat cops, not doing their job, just harassing people, followers, for no reason, you know, because they're not Democrats. That's all it is, because you won't go along with the Democrat program, because you won't bow down and be a slave. That's what I'm saying. Like I said, again, my thing is ain't no way in hell I'm going to waste my career. I don't care how, whatever, shit. I don't care. I think I would. I'd blow the whistles. Like, fuck that. I ain't going to prison for y'all. Especially if I was young, you know, in your 20s, doing that job. Hell no. So about 28. You got about 6 years in or something. You need to be thinking about, goddamn, I got 14 more years till a retirement, or if I don't rise all the way up through the ranks and be chief or something. I'm not fucking up my retirement check for you fools to go harass somebody who, air quotes, talk too much, you know, because he don't want to be you know, he hates Democrats and shit, you know, whatever. But anyway, I wouldn't really, you know, and it's not just being a cop in jail. You're going to be a person that had a career and a pension check and benefits in prison. And trust me, you don't think about it when the guards come by who's going to retire. They going to be retiring, them COs. And you used to be one of them, a person with a career that you could retire from. Instead, you just another number. And you used to be a pensioner. Well, you know, not a pensioner. You was putting into your retirement fund. Pensioners once you living off it. But anyway, so yeah, so when I got to the, you know, the what I was talking about, the guy, the one that picked me up when I went to go look at his car. Long story short, the only thing they said, because they said, oh, I bought a car from him too. The Uber driver is a female, black chick, and she's like, he just don't, you know, he's not real lenient or whatever. But I think she missed a lot of payments. He's like, yeah, he'll come pick it up in the middle, you know, because even this one probably got the track still, ain't no problem, got the track on it. And she's like, yeah, I missed a payment, he come pick it up. Yeah, they must be real, man. So now, I barely. So anyway, yeah, they just had the cop drive by. He just did a U-turn in that yard where the old man always come out hating and shit. So he specifically did it that way instead of coming right here in this big old parking lot where he would have had been able to just do a turn. I guess he's mocking me, but so anyway, yeah, she just said if you miss payments, I'm like, more than likely you missed a lot of payments if he came and got this car. But she ain't say he sell bad cars. But anyway, so they looked at him. They got a whole shop. He's like, nah, you don't need no brakes. And trust me, he would have did them if I needed them. He's like, nah. But so this guy tried to charge me 500 just for the rear. But that's the lesson. The young folks, you got to get a second opinion. Even if it's your doctor, get a second, third opinion. All right, so the other real quick, because the sun coming around. Now I'm finna go fuck with these cops again. Get more footage. So the Uber driver, I was talking about my friends in New York when I was a real little kid, like first, second grade. Like I said, it's New York City in the '80s. So I knew something was wrong. So when he called about an hour ago to come get it, that there's nothing wrong. No charge. We just looked at it. You know, there was no the Uber and the Lyft. It just the 10 minutes. Any other time I've been here 3 years, is always like, matter of fact, is usually they come too fast. But now all of a sudden, today, just like I said, they still mad. They just like they can't take it no more. I'm like, just what I'm saying, just go ahead and do yourself in, cop. Eat your service revolver. All y'all, you're mad, you can't take it. you know. So now and I knew it, so I canceled the Lyft and said, let me see what Uber. Same thing. Then they kept switching driver, and then all of a sudden I noticed it's a Jose something, some kind of Latin name. And sure enough, he makes a point to let me know. And did it, da 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 da. And some competition. That's what I'm talking. Unnecessary lies, just trying to compete. Just jealous of what I said. He just like, yeah, I never said I was a Latin dumbass. I said my best friends, first, second, third grade, that I play in their house all day. We could play, whatever. And like I said, my other one from the Dominican Republic, we got in the. I remember going in the closet. I don't know who exactly it was, his brother, or somebody, and we found some Cheech and Chong tapes, VHS tapes, and we watched all three of them. And I was talking about that the other day. So they get mad, and they had this guy. Yeah, I remember Keith and Kyle. And they had also, I said something about blunts, that I knew what blunts was, and see that, like, again, they getting mad because blunts is a fad. Basically, everybody jumped on it, and they had, like, some of them try to be real and listen to Bob Marley, and it's really their lifestyle, and weed, and that CBD, and they try to be, the Democrats. If you watch any of them weed dispensaries, they try to, you got to educate yourself, and and it's good for the cannabis, and the cannabis is good for, nigga, you just want to get high. Shut the fuck up. They're lying. It's just you just want to get high. Admit it. It's fine with me. I say it should be legal. But you ain't got to do all that phony shit and trying to be, whatever, sickening Democrats. So anyway, I said, by the 90s, after the Chronic, Dr. Dre. Everybody's smoking blunts, but now I guess the youngsters who were like born in the 90s or the 2000s, they got offended because I said, y'all just doing something because of a song or album, and really it is. It's just because before that nobody was smoking weed like that. But I knew about blunts in like '87. Somebody had told me, said, "Oh, the Jamaicans, because we used to live right by Jamaica, Queen, all that shit. There's a lot of Jamaicans, and this is the '80s." And again, just like now, it's a Jamaican shop, but they try to act like it's some kind of secret or special, or some kind of that black culture. They trying to separate themselves, and they're gonna be lost. Seriously, they're just gonna be fucking lost. I say, don't worry about them. If they come in and ask for help, give them what they need in your job capacity. But people getting tired of their ass with this shit. So anyway, the dude goes, yeah, I remember the albums. I had the album. I never listened to their records. Really, I never listened to comedy records. I know like Richard Pryor, all of them had comedy records. But he tells this big ass lie. Oh, so like in '87, he's like, yeah, the Jamaicans. He said they it's just somebody older. They wrap the weed in cigar. They call it blunts. Back then, I didn't even know that's the name of is the that's the name of the actual blunt the cigar company sell. It was blunt, but this was '87, and these motherfuckers, all these weed smokers nowadays, they I ain't saying I don't care if you smoking, you been smoking. Cause think about it, somebody 30 years old was only born in 1993, and they could have been smoking weed since they was like 14. So basically, they was smoking weed all their life. But the point is, you started because a couple of years before you was born, Dr. Dre came out with the chronic. That's where everybody, your mama, seriously, they mama, the uncles, the dads, whatever, was smoking weed. That's where that come from, blunts. But really, it's a blunt, so it's a Jamaican thing. The Jamaicans, and that's all I said. So yeah, obviously they gotta get mad. And then back to the point, the so this guy, he was kind of pleasant, but he just had to do his gang stalker shit. He's like, yeah, I remember the album they had a blunt on the Cheech and Chong, and I knew they did. And I said, no. As a matter of fact, I thought I pictured them. No, and sure, I had to pull it up, and yes, the Up in Smoke tour, all that shit. Everybody remember that? I'm like, no, that's not a blunt. It was fat, but back then they just would have called it a fat doobie, because it was rolling paper. This is what he's talking about. They had a blunt. He said, no, the blunt. He said it twice. Because I ignored him, because I know what he was doing, so I ignored him. He said, he made sure to lie. Like I was going to go, oh, yeah, I ain't say nothing. I just said, fool, that was white rapping paper. He's like, no, the blunt, they got a blunt on the album cover. It's like, no, see, they tell unnecessary lies. That's the shit that get you beat up in high school. Seriously, it's not because you're going to get somebody killed or in trouble. It's just annoying. You little annoying bitch. Why would you lie? You didn't even have to lie. We used to like you till you lied like that for no fucking weird ass reason. Fucking weirdo. Yeah, the Cheech and Chong in 1979, they had no bit. They didn't have no fucking blunt on the album. It's a big fat doobie. It's a fat one. They probably had, they used a lot of top peppers, but it's not a fucking blunt. It's not a cigar. Just stupid. I mean, these people are fucking, and these people are trying to be in charge of the country, the whole world. Evil little jealous ass little rats. Then try to laugh. That's the thing. They keep trying to laugh. It's like, you little nasty little bitch. And though they don't stop laughing at me, it's like that. It's like that. They don't, yeah, they the ones. That's another thing. You know how they always come up with a saying? That's why they come up with deserve to die. In the news article, every time they didn't deserve that. They trying to get it in our brain not to kill a nasty ass. Or even legally execute them for treason. They trying to get us soft, but it ain't working. All you doing is making more and more people want to hang y'all from the fucking gallows. Yeah, you deserve that. You gonna deserve everything you get. But anyway, let me go. I got some shit to do fucking with these fools.